It's Thursday evening already. If it wasn't, I would have already gone to the court to file a PIL to rename this show Chennai Chatter, because that's what it is today. Welcome to Cricbuzz Chatter. This is the Chennai special edition. We've got a proud, happy, smiling Chennai boy on the show as well, Dinesh Karthik, Mr. Hey CV, for all the Cricbuzz fans. DK, what a day of Test cricket. The first session to the Kiwis and then India bouncing back. This is the beauty of Test cricket. The ebbs and flow and the ups and downs make this format what it is. And quick one, who is feeling happier at stumps? Is it New Zealand having got Rohit Sharma out, or is it India having skittled them out to 59?
First of all, what a great day for people from Chennai. 10 wickets all belong to the Chennai boys. But without digressing from the fact that India has done phenomenally well, I think India will be the happier team, mainly because from 192 for 3 to lose so many wickets in such a cluster was not something New Zealand would have expected. And what was good to see was when Washington got a couple of wickets, he just didn't stop. He went on to pick 7 in that spell, 10.1 overs, 7 for 20, unchanged, was pretty much what Gautam Gambhir, Ajit Agarkar and Rohit Sharma would have hoped when they picked him in the squad. And it was great to see him deliver that confidence back, saying, hey, I'm worth it, I'm ready, please give me an opportunity. He manifested it. He told me in the interview that he manifested it. It's interesting because he wasn't even part of the test squad. A, either he's read the secret book and really believes in it, or B, he was so confident of his skills that it just came through flying. And what a day it was for him. Ashwin started nicely, but it was Washington through and through in the back end of the day. And it was so good to see him, a kid who's worked so hard, to come into Test cricket after 3.5 years and make it count. Brilliant.
Yes, he played his last Test match at the age of 22 in 2021, had to wait for 3 years, did the hard yards in first-class cricket, wasn't part of the squad, as you said. A bit of an inspired selection, but what is it about these Chennai boys ruling the roost in the commentary box as well as on the pitch? This era is the Chennai era, isn't it?
5 titles in IPL. There is something in the water, must admit. There's something very special in the water. But I'm really happy for both Washington and Ravichandran Ashwin, but more importantly, to the people who backed them, because it's a big decision. He wasn't part of the squad, straight away bringing him in and playing in the 11. Now, that's a big call. Look at that. 47 overs between both of them, 10 wickets, and just the 123 runs conceded. Brilliant. Very, very happy for them. Selection justified. The choice is vindicated. What more can you ask for? Outstanding.
Talk me through how he bowled. Was he someone who kept asking questions at the stumps already? Because of his 7 dismissals, 5 bowled, 1 leg before wicket. Is that what the key feature of his bowling was? Was it pace variation? What was it according to you?
So speaking to him after the match, I did the interview there. Obviously, I just made a little fun of him, asked the right questions. But most importantly, after that, we went for a walk. And he said, well, the first session, I tried hard. Now, poor time, but not much happening. Second session, all I did was, I just want to bowl good line and length, keep it tight, not give any easy runs. So the mindset was maybe defensive from a point of, if wickets come, great, but I'm going to keep it tight. And that's what he did. Didn't give away anything till that full toss that Mitchell Santner got. He had given 3 for 3 in that spell up till then, and 3 good wickets. And it just tells you understanding the game situation. I saw Abhishek Nair speaking to him in the boundary when his spell finished before lunch. So some wise words coming through, but you can speak as much as you want in terms of support staff encouraging him. But going out there, delivering with that overspin, the drift that he got, the ball just going out. Both the first and the last wicket were brilliant balls. One to Ravindra, one to Mitchell Santner. In fact, I asked him which was his favorite ball. He was a bit of a fix. And he said, okay, I'll say Ravindra because that was a very important wicket. Well bowled to him. Very good spell. And also tells you why domestic cricket is so important. You know, when you give performances like 150 and 6 wickets in a match on a dead pitch in Delhi, you come with confidence, and then you see a pitch that is helping the spinners. That's when you feel, wow, here is my opportunity. Maybe he didn't feel that so much before lunch, but when he did get going, it was unstoppable. And that's what you want from a good bowler.
It's not every day or every test that you pick 7 wickets. And so as fans, as emotional Indians, we do tend to get carried away. Is it safe to ask if we found someone who will serve Indian Test cricket well for a long, long time to come? Or do we hold on to our horses?
We need to hold on to our horses. 1 game, 1 inning, 7 wickets, I think is too early to rush into. Yes, he's a very good bowler. He gives you a little bit with the bat as well. So this will give a lot of confidence to Gautam Gambhir and vindicate the fact that Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma backed him prior to this. But there's another good off-spinner coming in as well, Tanush Kotian. So he looks a very solid prospect both Washington and Tanush Kotyan in the near future, in the off-spinner category, will be fighting for a place in the 11, I'm very sure.
New Zealand did get a taste, more than a taste of Washington Sundar's magic. And clearly, as you said, the discipline that the Indian bowlers showed Ashwin and Sundar paid off for India. But could New Zealand have done anything different, barring that silly shot from Glenn Phillips? The others were pretty good deliveries. So could New Zealand have done something different to repeat what they did in Bengaluru, that 100 partnership between Tim Southee and Ravindra? That didn't happen today.
Must admit, when you remove Rachin, Ravindra, so up until the top four, Latham, Conway, Will Young, Rachin, Ravindra look solid. Have to say, Daryl Mitchell, Blundell, Glenn Phillips have not been at their best and have yet not figured out how to play on pitches that aid spin. They're resorting to sweep and reverse sweep, but at times when they have to trust their defense, it's not coming very naturally to them. And hence you feel when India just go past the first four, there's always a chance that the door opens and you can get in quickly. And that's what India did today. And that's an ominous feeling for New Zealand and one that's very encouraging for India. So it was good to see India. And I get the feeling India will skittle them out for a much lower score if they get a good lead. It could happen that they get India all out and play a completely different test match. But India get a decent lead. You get the feeling that if the pitch starts turning a lot more, which it will. I did the pitch report and I'm pretty confident and I can say it on our chatter that for sure it'll start turning pretty viciously as this game goes on. Maybe a touch slower, but it will turn. And our Indian bowlers will look a lot more potent, a lot more vicious. And on the other hand, New Zealand batters won't have it as easy as they had it in the first session. So all of that indicates that the New Zealand batting is a bit top heavy. Through the middle, they need a little more confidence. Right now, their mix of shot making and defensive play is not matching what is required to score runs in India.
I suppose Devon Conway read the pitch in the same manner as you did, because he was very happy to sweep and reverse sweep before the ball turned viciously. What did he make of his approach? He seemed very brave with those shots against the Indian spinners.
For the fast bowlers, he doesn't look that confident, seems to jump when the ball is on length, very unlike a Devon Conway that I noticed. You got to remember, I first saw him in the World Test Championship in 2021 during the COVID times. Looked a very different player to fast bowling. Right now, I think post the finger injury, he's not been the same person. That scars of the fact that he's gotten hit is showing when he's playing fast bowling. But for the spinners, he has a real good game plan. He seems to defend very decently, but also play attacking shots, mostly the sweep, and anything short, he's able to put it away as well. So he's got a much well-rounded plan for a foreign batter of a spinner. But I have to say, fast bowling still, from my point of view, I feel he could be vulnerable. There could be areas that you could use to get his wicket. But overall, 91 in the last test match, 76. I mean, come on, I shouldn't be saying anything about Devon Conway. I think he's looked good. He's had a very solid game plan against Ashwin especially, and he's executing it to perfection so far.
350s in the last 4 innings for Devon Conway, so he seems to be doing a few things right. On the other hand, in the 24-year-old Rachin Ravindra, have New Zealand found the next young batting flag bearer in this format?
Superstar. That's what he is. He is a bona fide superstar. You can just see with his approach, very, very fluid in stroke making, has a watertight technique. There's very few vulnerabilities that teams can expose at this point of time. Looks the part. Good mindset, very settled young lad. He just comes across as a guy who is solid for all 3 formats, and he's going to do extraordinarily well in international cricket. There is not too many chinks in his armor, as you can see. Plays good shots of fast bowlers, very strong off his legs. The flick and the pull come to him nicely. Square of the wicket as well. He's got most boxes ticked for. After that, it's just what's between the ears and how he's able to control it. He is the next big superstar coming out from New Zealand without a shadow of doubt.
On commentary, there was a long conversation on him when he comes down the track to spinners. His bat lift is specific. Talk us through his technique, his approach of countering the spin, and how he's able to meet the ball where it pitches.
What's been impressive is he's trusted his defense. I still feel there is a bit that a Jadeja can expose because sometimes the fuller ball he seems to be playing back. But what is nice about him is when he uses his feet, the length, the trajectory dictates his bat lift. He's already not stepping out with a huge back lift, wanting to hit a big shot and adjusting. He's stepping out with a neutral back lift. If it is there to be hit, he hits it like the 6 that he hit of Jadeja. If it isn't there, because he has a slightly low and a neutral back lift, he's able to adjust beautifully with his arm, so with his hands. So what is the plus point? When he is stepping out, he is able to adjust according to the trajectory because of the way he steps out. His bat not going too far high, looking for that big shot. Because a lot of batters, when they step out, they have this huge bat lift and committing to a big shot. And that in turn doesn't help them because they've already accelerated the bat lift. And the only way down is very, very fast because it's already having momentum coming down. Whereas Rachin Ravindra is able to control it to a large extent. And it comes with batters who have low backlifts like the likes of Pujara, if you can take, for example, or even a Michael Clark is a good example. But what is beautiful about Rachin Ravindra is even if he steps out, he's able to generate power if he sees the ball is hittable. And in case he's misjudged the length, the bowler has beaten him in the air, he is able to defend it or get into a position where he doesn't get out, which is a good skill to have.
Is his ability to use his feet and come down the track to his spinners, is that the reason why Jadeja was the least bowled spinner among the Indians today? Because his test record tells us that he's picked up 104 wickets against left-handers of his 306.
He is obviously not the easiest batter to bowl to because he's looking to play shots of Jadeja. But Jadeja could be the guy who could get him out. That also I can tell you because there is one that goes straight with the arm if it hits the leather part of it, and there's one that turns in. So because he plays back sometimes to a ball that's slightly full, you always have the chance of getting a wicket. But as of now, he's having the edge over Jadeja because the moment Jadeja drops it slightly short or tosses it up a little more, he's able to get that off to a boundary. But it wasn't Jadeja's best day today. For sure, he had an off day today, and that can happen to anyone.
Was he trying too hard today?
Mindset, isn't it? You have R. Ashwin, who's picked up 3 wickets. You're the lead bowler along with him. You want to pick those wickets and you want to make a difference in the team, knowing it's an important game. Washington, on the other hand, has started striking. You've been around in world cricket for so long. The ego comes and tells you, come on, you can get a wicket, and you try. It's but normal for you to be behaving in that manner. And because he's had that thought process is why he's become the player that he is, that hunger to do well, the determination, resilience coming through. But it wasn't meant to be today. In international cricket, that happens.
Only 65 overs of spin bowling of India's 79 bowled by the spinners. So that's where it was, 259 all out. In reply, India had to bat for about 11 overs, 16 for 1. And I've got a question for DK about the captain, the king of Borivali, Rohit Sharma. Now, simple question, was Rohit's dismissal down to him being overcautious while he was there? Played only 9 deliveries.
I don't think it's overcautious. The ball is probably swinging a bit. And Saudi has had his number quite a few times. If you want me to get into stats, 14 times he has dismissed him in international cricket. So he probably has the edge over Rohit a little bit. And hence he's aware that this is a bowler that he probably doesn't fancy as much. So he's taking his time. It's not about being overcautious. I think he was not his belligerent attacking best, and he needn't be. There's only 8 overs to go for in the day, and all he needed to do was play it out. Being the responsible guy that he is, he came out defensive. But yes, if you ask me, that's a stock standard ball for Saudi. There was nothing great about it. Yes, it swung a little bit from the stump, but that's what good international bowlers do, swing it from the stump. He's not the quickest. He got out to a ball which he shouldn't have. It might look good on screen, but if you ask Rohit, he'll tell you at 120, 125 clicks, somebody swinging from the stump is normal. And hence, he played the ball rather badly. That I will say yes, but I don't think that was because he's overcautious. That is because he's probably gotten out to him. He's wanting to just be there till the end of the day's play. But I would still not say overcautious. It's just that it was not a good shot option. The way he defended wasn't the best way to defend that ball.
Right, the captain got out in the 3rd over, and then it was up to Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal to not let any other wickets fall. So they seem very, very watchful as well, and rightly so, because why take chances when you've got a big batting day up ahead for you on day 2?
I was worried for Shubman Gill. I thought Yashasvi was getting into good positions to defend. Shubman Gill obviously not playing the last test match, coming back. You could see he was a little bit nervous, and that came through a couple of LBW appeals. Not that any of the shouts were even close, but I'm just saying he looked a little unsettled for a brief period of time. And again, why that happens is very important. All that Indian team needed to do was to bat out the 10 overs that was there. So that meant you don't need to take the aggressive option. Probably you need to be a tad bit more defensive. And the current day player, defense is something that's a challenge. Like, okay, now I have to really put my mind to it. So, the fact that in the mind is probably saying, why don't you play a few shots? But the situation demanding you to probably play a defensive. So put everything into context. And I was a little worried for Shubman, but I'm happy he got through it.
There's a lot of batting left. Virat Kohli missed out as well, so he is hungry for as well. Sarfaraz Khan among the runs, so it will hopefully be a big batting day from an Indian perspective. But today, day one of the second Test match belonged to the CSK boys or the Chennai boys. Conway, Rachin, Sadner among the runs. Ashwin and Washi among the wickets as well. Tamil Nadu already doing really well in the Ranji Trophy. And the Chennai lad in you ought to be delighted as well, because the biggest highlight of the day for you was you getting that pitch report absolutely bang on, sir.
It felt like a day where spinners will have the same. Just how abrasive it was, the top surface feeling very dry and abrasive, and hence got the feeling that the spinners will find it really hard. Happy that my tweet got vindicated. No complaints there.
Right, now, what do India have to do? Let's ask DK in fast forward. There will be a fair bit of help for Sandner and Ejaz and possibly Glenn Phillips as well. What do India do, especially in session one?
I will go as far to say India has to bat one full day. It's not going to be that easy. You will get the odd ball that turns, is alarming, and you will feel there's a lot happening. For the new batter, it could be hard to start on. But post the first 20-25 overs, I think things will settle down. There's already 11 overs bowled. Tomorrow, the fast bowlers will get a spell in before the spinners come on. Once the shine of the ball goes and it's how the hardness of the ball reduces, you will not find too many going straight and turning. Then it becomes a bit better to bat on. Right now, with the new ball, it's still not that easy because you have the odd ball coming straight in and the one ball just turning away. I will say India have to see through the first half an hour, 40 minutes. That's the first part of the puzzle that they need to fix. And then you have to look at the larger context. India have to be there batting at the end of this play. And if that happens, India should be having a lead of close to at least 85 to 100 runs. And that would be a great place for India to be in.
350 is a number that they'll be looking at, but it's very rare to see a test batting lineup having three spin bowling all-rounders. India bat up until number 9 because of the changes they made. Washington, Sundar, Ashwin and Jadeja, the 3 spin bowling all-rounders. So India bat up until number 9. Rohit gone as well, and it's up to the rest of them to make sure that they strike back and strike hard after having lost that first Test match. Dinesh Karthik, another Chennai boy, will be back with us on Cricbuzz Chatter. Keep sending in your questions, whether it's for Chatter or for Hey CB. His smiling face will be at your service at Stumps on day 2.